I've been trying to be more open on the podcast about my struggles, coming up. And people say hurtful things to you, especially when you're a child, and people say hurtful things to you. And I've always had a hard time with just letting things go. And we talked about on the last podcast about forgiving people and letting go.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about that a few podcasts ago.
Yeah.
And I've had a hard time when people have wronged me or said something to me of letting it go. And it's been a process, my entire life to forgive and let go.
Yeah.
And I kind of developed like a general low confidence for most people, low confidence in most people. And it was kind of like a defense mechanism to protect myself. Because if you put too much confidence in people and then they disappoint you, then you become really hurt in that disappointment.
Right.
So I've, like I said, used it as a defense mechanism to protect myself and say, not have high expectations for people in general. And that's sad. And I'm still working with that. I'm still battling with that. So it makes it hard for you to trust people. And this is not anything that like my parents have done or anything like that. It's more like of people that you have just been in contact with over the years that have hurt you. And then it's like good people come into your life and then you don't give them a chance, to show themselves worthy of being close to you. And
right.
It's like a distance there that you put out even for good people that haven't did anything wrong to you and probably would never do anything wrong to you or try and hurt you. But it's just like and I've talked to you about this before where, I've always struggled with just putting a wall up with people.
Yeah.
I want to know, is that something that I just deal with, or do we just do that as men? As we get older, we just make it harder for people to get into our circle of trust?
I think it happens. I think it may happen more than what you may think. Mm-hmm. For some people, as you get older, it is kind of more difficult sometimes to establish and have those friendships. But I like what you said, man. You recognize that, like that you're saying that you have this issue and you recognize the issue and you're trying to make efforts and stuff to change. And to me, that's the first step, right? I mean, I could think of plenty of times where I have maybe been guilty of doing the same thing, where, I may want to put people in a category just so they don't hurt me. And I think that, you being honest and upfront and talking about it, I mean, that's helping other people because you're not the only one that feels that way. And I think that's a good thing. That's what we're here for. This is what the Dad Rules podcast is designed to do, to help us all become better dads and, to help us become better parents. And no, I think, like I said, for me, we've moved around quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And over these last 8 years or so, and I can definitely say that being away from where we grew up back home, you get to meet people, and you get to meet people from all walks of life, and sometimes, man, you have to open up and give people a shot, give people a chance. Now, if they wrong you, forgive them and move on. But, it's nothing wrong with, opening that door, but
it's
it
hard,
does.
bro.
It is hard. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I didn't say it was easy because it is hard. And because you want to guard your feelings. You talked about a defense mechanism. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to protect your feelings. You're trying to protect your family from whatever hurt that may come. And that's what we do as fathers. And sometimes it's hard to get to get really, really, really get to know someone as the older you get. But you have to try, I think. You have to give it a shot, because look at what you're missing out on. If you don't. What is the alternative? What are you going to tell your son? What am I going to tell my daughter? What am I going to tell my son? That you shouldn't give people a chance. No, you have to give people a chance. And if they prove themselves to be something other than what you want them to be or think they should be or whatever, then okay, I forgive you, but I'm moving on. I'm moving over here, and just make sure you're wise and you're looking at things, you're looking from all these different angles. That's the way I kind of look at it. I don't know if that answered your question, but
Yeah, I definitely don't feel like I'm the only person that deals with it, but
Absolutely not.
I've seen where I've had good guys, and like I said, I'm an advocate for having a strong dad council. I'm an advocate for being around strong males because I feel like that makes you better.
Yeah.
And I've seen where it's been men that have been put into my life, and I felt like it was, beyond the natural. I felt like it was a divine intervention in a sort, where God has put people into my life for the next stages. And when and they have gone like far and beyond to try and establish that relationship there. And for the most part, those guys have been good, but I was very hesitant at first, and they probably noticed that I was standoffish at first. But it's just because of the experiences that I've had, the betrayals that I've had, when it came to quote unquote friends. And we've talked about this before in other podcasts, but yeah, I have made a conscious effort here of recent to not vet people so tough before I bring them into that circle of friends, if that makes sense. And if you can have a good conversation with people and the vibe is good, and like I said, I feel like I have to depend on my ability to see if the people are legit, and they legit want a good relationship, and they just trying to bring positivity and good things to your life. I feel like you should go with that.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
When it comes to it, because of the trash people that you've had in your life beforehand.
Right. Yeah. My suggestion to that, to you or anybody who may be struggling with that, is to just go slow. Mm-hmm. You don't have to rush in. If you've kind of maybe a little bit established like a friendship with someone, and you're just kind of, I don't know, this person may be like, giving me a vibe of how this person hurt me before or whatever. Just go slow.
Yeah. Just
go slow, and, time will tell if that person is truly for you or against you.
Yeah.
And their words will tell you if they're for you. Their actions will tell you, if they're for you or against you.
Yeah.